Today we are going to show you how to fit the Mk8 Fiesta ST rear seat brace. First thing we need to do, open the boot. And the reason for making a point of this is that what we're going to do next is disconnect the battery. Where we're working is around the curtain airbags and the seatbelt pre-tensioners. So we need to disconnect the battery, let the system discharge just so that there's no chance of it firing accidentally, because it will hurt you if it hits you, and it's also really expensive. And if you don't open the boot first, you won't be able to open it. So first step. So we disconnect the battery, but need to make sure that it's not possible for it to reconnect, because you don't want the airbag system to become live when you're working in the back. So make sure you tuck it down out the way, or even put something over the top of it just so it can't reconnect. Okay, so what we're going to do next is just get a bit of room around everything. So we'll take the parcel shelf out, put it safely to one side, and we'll have the boot carpet out as well. Next we'll get the seats out of the way for a minute. It's in the way. Okay, so basically what we need to do is we need access behind the carpet here, and to do that we've got to take this off, which is going to be fun. Okay, first up we're going to take this bit out. So first what we need to do is got clips that go through this way and clips that go through this way. So what we need to do is pull these ones out and then pull the whole section up. So, like that. That one up. That bit. Like that. So just so you can see when you take it off, it's got clips here that come up to where it pulls up, and then it's got the clips that go in at the bottom as well. So you need to pull the bottom out like that and then lift the top up, being very careful because everything is extremely brittle. Next we're just going to get the bit of rubber out of the way, the boot seal. It's not absolutely essential to pull it off, it just makes it easier to get behind the trim bits to get a tool in there. With our trusty trim tool, we're going to poke it behind this panel to pull the clips out. You can try with a plastic trim tool. In our experience, they're not strong enough. So we're going to use metal one, and we're just going to use a bit of cloth just so we don't mark the bodywork. Okay, that's the back bit. It's no good, I'm going to have to get in. Another top tip for you. If the car you're working on is really dirty because somebody didn't wash it, just put a mat or something across it just so that it doesn't scratch the paint or get your clothes dirty. I'm going in. Right, so now that we can reach, what we need to do is to get the clips off the front. And this has the same brittle plastic yellow clips. So you need to be very, very careful. And with your trim tool, because there's another clip that clips these two parts together, so this one pushes into this one. If you can see that. So there's a clip that goes through here into here, and if you yank it, that bit will break. Ask me how I know. Or don't, I'll kind of tell you how I know, but because I did it. Don't forget your bit of cloth. Okay. Right. So if you see, you can actually see the position of all of the clips, so you know in which areas you need to pull. Might make it a bit easier for you. Now what we need to do is the same thing on that side.
Okay, right. So when you take this side out, don't just yank it out, because if you look in here, you've got the boot light. So just pop that out and then put the bits to one side. You can see on this one we've actually lost a clip, so this one is still stuck in the body up here. That does happen, but you can just get a slim trim tool behind it, and if you just rotate it, you'll find you can push the tabs in and you can pull them out quite easily. Next we'll pull the carpet out. It will feel like it's still trapped, but it is actually free. You've just got to sort of wiggle it past everything. So up here you just got to get the corner past the seat belt. Again, be very careful. This is part of your seatbelt pre-tensioner system, so you need to be very, very careful working around this area. And then you should be able to just slide it back and it'll come out like that. Same thing with the other side. What we're going to do next is get the bits of the brace ready. So when it's shipped out to you, it has the ends put in place and it has the bottom bars all attached. This is purely just for shipping, just so it keeps everything in one piece so it doesn't rattle around or get damaged or anything. But to actually install it, we need to take the bottom bars off and we need to take the ends off because it all goes in bits. So we'll take the ends off. To do this, you need a 5mm Allen key or an Allen socket tool, anything like that, just a 5mm hex. So these aren't very tight anyway, so it's only for shipping. We'll just pull that off like that, and we'll take the caps right off because we don't need these yet. Okay, so you just need that bit for the moment. We'll grab the other end as well. Oh, missed. Okay, put these somewhere safe until later, or just leave them there. And then we need 2 brackets. And you'll get some bolts that will come with it as well, or some screws, shall I say. These are 13mm flange hex, so you'll need, because you're going to have to get in for this one again. So get everything ready before you get in, so you don't have to climb in and out. You'll need a 10mm socket, a 13mm socket, probably an extension, and a ratchet. And some more hands. Nope, we're good, got it. I'm getting in. Are you comfy? Because I'm not. So we'll start on this side because grab your 10mm. And what you want to do is just take these off. Right, and we want to retain the bracket, but we don't need the screws, so put those somewhere safe. And we then need our new bracket and the supplied screws. Just get that started. Don't let it clang around and scratch anything. And we'll switch to 13mm. We'll just screw these in loosely for the minute. Don't tighten anything just yet. We'll kind of leave it so that it's in the middle of the adjustment. The seat bracket, it doesn't adjust, that's just got a round hole, but the mount for the brace has got slots on it. So we'll just leave that just in the middle as a starting point, just with them over finger tight, just so it doesn't slide down. And we'll switch over and we'll get the other side ready. And take these ones off. Don't drop them down the cover down there. Because if you do that, you've got to take this off to get to it. Did that as well. Okay, there's that. Right, so again, we get a bracket, sits over the top of the seat bracket, not that one, the longer screws. And again, we'll just somewhere around the middle, just on finger tight so it doesn't slide around. And we're on to the next bit, if I can get out the car again. Next step is to do the bottom seat brackets. So to do that, we will need the bottom seat brackets, which, funnily enough, the noise that you can hear over there is more of these being made. So if you've got a pre-order in, they're on the way. So because of how the hinge on the seat works, you'll need to put the seat backs up into place just to get to these bottom screws. This is a T50 Torx. They're the longest screws in the world. They might hold the wheels on as well. Okay. Now, obviously the seat brackets are handed, but it will be very obvious which way round they go. You want to have the hole at the front for the head of the bolt and the thread at the back. So that one goes on that side like that. So, because the bolt is 4 foot long, you can just use the original bolt for these, it's not a problem. Okay, so just nip it for the minute, don't fully tighten just yet. Okay, and again, just nip for the minute, don't go fully tight. Time to put the actual crossbar of the brace in, so first we just need to take these out. These are 8mm hex, or 8mm Allen key. So again, this is just for during shipping. To take those off, because this is hard enough to get in without those attached. We'll put the seats down first, just to get them out of the way. Now, this is a bit tricky and it takes a bit of jiggling. So go in at an angle like that, bring it back, there's kind of a little pocket down here you can just nose it into. And you kind of jiggle it round there to just squeeze it past the wiring harness on this side. And then it should just drop nicely into place like that. So what we'll do now is we'll grab the caps that sit on the top just to hold this in place. Okay, we're going to grab the top caps from earlier. If you remember, these are the 5mm Allen key or hex tool. So we'll have those. Just pop the cap on the top. just get the screws fitted. Again, we don't want to fully tighten just yet. We want to still be able to adjust everything. So if we get them just wind them down just so it's in contact, and then we'll fully tighten them at the end. So do that for both sides, and then we'll move on to the next step. Next, we are going to put the bottom braces on. So we've got those. We used 2 of the bolts that were when it was assembled in the box, and you'll have 2 more bolts that are in the bag, and yeah, 8mm Allen tool. So it's a lot easier if you start from the bottom. So get that in with the light so it's not shining in my eyes or in your eyes. Okay, that's one. Flick across and get the other side in. And same with everything else, we literally just want to get, just so it's in contact, doesn't need to be tight just yet. Top tip, if you can get a ball end Allen tool, it'll make your life easier. You can do it without one, with a normal one, but it needs to be reasonably short or you might struggle a little bit. This is not quite lining up here, so it's fine. This is the reason that we left everything else finger tight, or let's say just off the finger tight. So we'll just loosen these a little bit. Same with this side. And this will give us the adjustment so that we can get the top screws in. Wind these in a little bit. Again, not tight, just so that it's so the head of the screw is about on the seat. That's plenty enough. Okay. Next step is adjustment. So what we want to do is adjust the end brackets so that they're level with each other. So kind of, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you kind of eyeball, you can just get it so that both ends, the gap is the same. And once you've got that, you can use back with your 13mm socket. Just nip your screws up. Now we've got everything in, all the bolts are in, we're going to start tightening. So there's a specific order you need to do this in, so follow the directions. If you do it wrong, you'll get the tension on the bar wrong. So first up, we're going to do these top brackets. Now these are an M8 thread. So you want to do these around about 30 to 35 Newton meters or thereabouts. And then the same with the other side. And before we go any further, the next step to check is, because this is what locks the seat back in place, there isn't any adjustment on the bracket, but it doesn't hurt to check just that everything clicks back into place properly, because if you put all of the trim and everything back on and then find out it doesn't, you're going to have a bad day because you've basically got to start again. So that one's good. Can't reach this one.
tension's good. So once you know it locks, you can just move it down, that's fine. Okay, so next bit is we're going to tighten these top caps. Now, if you remember, these are 5mm. Now, I'm not going to lie, these can be a little bit fiddly to get to. If you don't have a ball-ended tool, so you can actually see what I'm doing, and so I can see what I'm doing. So you can get into it with the normal Allen key, it's just a bit fiddly. So nip these up. These are only an M6 thread, so these only want to be 18 Newton meters. So again, it's into aluminium, so don't over tighten stuff. Okay, that's that step done. Right, next step, we're going to tension. So this, only wind it by hand, you don't need a tool or anything on it. Put some tension on that. So that's nice and rigid. And then next bit, we're going to start tightening from the bottom and work our way back up to the middle. So the seats that I just put back down, we're now going to pull back up. Somehow. And we're going to start with the T50 Torx bolts that go down into the boot floor. And then next up, we're going to do the bottoms of the cross brace bars. And then finally, the top ones. And there you go. That's the easy bit done. Now on to the fun bit. Next up, we need to get the carpets ready to go back in. But first, we need to make a hole for the carbon tube to go through, which means templates. Now these come attached to the box or in the box when you get your kit. If you make a mistake, if you need more, they are also downloadable off of the product page on the website. And get your scissors and cut it out. Cue the music. So align your template with the edge of the carpet. It's marked as left and right on the vehicle, and then what I'm going to do is use some chalk or a pencil or a Sharpie, whatever you got, doesn't matter. And you just want to kind of mark on there. And now, there's multiple different ways you can do this. You can use a knife, you can use, probably not scissors actually, but yeah, whatever, loads of different ways of doing it. I'm lazy, so
I'm using this. With a bit of wood underneath so you don't drill into your table. And then give it a little haircut just to tidy it up. And then same again for the other side. Before you do the other side, there's another top tip for you. So what you need to do is, because this has to slide over the carbon tube, and don't be tempted to try and slide the carpet over the tube and then fit the tube in the car. It won't work. I've tried multiple different ways of doing it. It's not possible to do. All we're going to do is we're going to put a little slice in here, and it will make your life much, much easier. So grab yourself a steel ruler. If you're going to cut a hole, you might as well be straight. Cut a line, should I say. Just like that. So this bit sits behind the trim anyway, so you're not going to see it. Now we're going to use the next template to do the bottom of the side carpet. You don't need to see me cutting that out again. So line that up in the corner, get your chalk, or your Sharpie or whatever. Crayons, you can use anything. Okay, so when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. So basically what we're doing is we're trimming this edge off here. There's a few different things you can use to do this. I'm just going to use some fairly sturdy scissors, and so should have something that looks kind of like that. Give it a little bit of a trim, just make sure it's all nice and everything. Get the chalk dust off. That's ready to fit. So now we will switch over and we'll do the other side exactly the same way. Template on the top, template on the bottom. Right, that's the trimming of the side bits done. We're now going to put these back in the car. This is a bit fiddly and you may not be able to see everything that I'm going to do, but one thing it may be necessary to do is to just pop this bit of trim off. There's one of the little yellow clips in there. Just pull that out just to give you a little bit more flexibility. You can see in there. Just make your life a little bit easier. This is a bit fiddly. There'll be an element of some jiggling, some more jiggling, some struggling, probably some swearing. Definitely some swearing. But it does all kind of go in, I promise. It's no good. I'm going in. Yeah. Just like that. Don't forget to click your bit of trim back in here. And then we'll move on to the other side. Okay, so first side in, we'll get the next one in. Now in theory, we've just done this, so we should know exactly how it goes in and not struggle. Let's see how that goes. There you go, maybe you do learn things. And again, don't forget to click your bit of trim back in. We'll start with the right hand bit of trim. So So don't forget to put the bulb for the boot light back in, or it'll be dark in the boot, you won't be able to see your new brace. So make sure that's in properly, and then slowly start to line up the clips. Now, if you start with the bottom one, you can just about see the hole. So click that one in, and the top one. And then there's one on the front, make sure that clicks in. And then you can kind of see down the side, maybe if you look down here you can see, it's a bit of a pain to line everything up. So if you get, there's a peg, an alignment peg there, so make sure you get that in the right place, get the holes, the clips in the holes, don't whack it, you can just push it in, just like that. There you go. Now we'll do the left hand side of the vehicle. Now this goes in the same way as the other side, but obviously no boot like this side. Same as that side though, we're going to start with the clip at the bottom because that seems to be the most troublesome. So we'll align that, and we'll get this one in. We'll kind of work our way back, and then up here again it's got a peg. Trim is in, and then we'll put the bottom bit of trim in as well. So next we're going to put the bit of back trim in. The clip on the end goes through a hole in the carpet to align everything, stop it from pulling out, so make sure the carpets are in place as you put this in. So let's get this out of the way so we can see. And then obviously the bottom bit clicks in as well. And that bit in there. Not entirely sure you need to take this bit out, but makes it easier to see. And then we'll put the boot trim back on. Special tool is a mallet. If you've ever fitted boot trims and struggled with it, trying to get them to push on, because they have like a metal ridge on them but it all pushes together, best tool for it is a mallet. Make sure it's a clean one, you don't want any dirt or anything on it, on your seal. And literally, make sure it's lined up and gently tap it round. Okay, that's the trim is all on. We're nearly done. Next thing, another template, and we'll do the boot carpet. Our next template, these are the ones again that are all supplied with the kit. This is for the OE carpet, so make sure you don't mix them up because you'll cut the holes in the wrong place. So if you line up here, it's pretty self-explanatory. You cut it out. This is the right-hand side of the vehicle, front edge of the carpet, edge of the carpet. Get your chalk or your marker or whatever you're using. Do some colouring in. And that's your hole. So we're going to grab the knife. Again, you probably can't use scissors. I think use a knife. And very carefully cut out your square. You might need several goes at this because there's a few layers of material here. As you can see, it's like some sound deadening type stuff, but sharp knife should go through it no problem. Unfortunately, this doesn't appear to be a sharp knife, but if you use a sharp knife... Right, so we've cut the hole. Now it comes down to a choice. So we've marked so you can cut along the edge. to make a flap so that you can push it over and flap it round. You can cut it as a strip all the way down so it slides in, or you can cut it down the middle so it folds down either side. Completely up to you, whichever way you want to do it. There is no right or wrong way, personal preference. I'm going to cut it down the middle. I'm even going to use a ruler so it's straight-ish. There we go. Exactly the same on the other side. You don't need to see me cut 2 holes. And then also we do supply a template. If you've got a 09 boot mat, then we've got you covered for that as well. So cut these out exactly the same way, and then you can drop that on over the top of this one. Boot carpet going in. So with the templates, it's nicely around the base. And then I'm going to put the seat backs up. And this side. And then last thing to do is parcel shelf back in. Ignoring the noise of a tank driving past. Parcel shelf in, and your carbon brace is installed. Don't forget to reconnect the battery. Make sure, otherwise your car won't start, and you're good to go. So, whilst we've been fitting the brace, you've obviously heard a bit of noise in the background. If you want to come and look, all in one take. So this is actually the next batch of braces coming through now. So these are the feet that go on the bottom of the seat bracket. So if you've got a pre-order in place for the second batch or the next batch or whatever, this could be your one.